What's going on? We're going to be talking about how do you get your money and keep it. Okay, this is Millionaire Savings Plans Talk. We are going to figure this thing out today, and we're going to figure out, some ideas. I'm going to bounce some ideas off of you on how you can get your money and keep it. Okay, so basically, the synopsis is, you pretty much that the wealthy and the rich have have most of the money. We talked about that. We've came to the understanding that that's the reality. Most of the rich and wealthy have the money. Okay, so you go to work, right? Most people go to work for the rich, right? Go to work, for basically rich and wealthy individuals. I call them commanders, chief commanders. These are the people you go to work for. These are the owners of corporations, you know, um, owners of businesses, right? So you get a little small crumb from your labor, for working for these companies, you know, Monday through Friday or whatever day, of the week you work. Some companies, I've never did it. Some companies, they have a performance model to where if you got a salary, you have a certain level of performance. I think that's how Amazon does things. They have like a performance model, and you don't necessarily have any type of days that you got to show up to work or anything like that. Certain companies, they work off of performance. You could work from home. You can choose your hours. I mean, of course, if you got meetings, you have to in person meetings. You have to show up, to work for the meetings and stuff like that. But yeah, some companies, they have a performance based model, and it works for them. Obviously, it works for Amazon. Amazon is explosive as far as their earnings. They're like top 10, top 5 companies in the United States as far as how much profits they make. It's, they're basically um household name. Everybody talks about Amazon. Women love Amazon because women love shopping and ordering stuff for 2 days, same day delivery. That's pretty much right up a lot of women's alley. Okay, and the men follow behind them. They order off of Amazon. I remember one time. Let me grab some water. I remember one time Amazon was just known for books. I was in college long many moons ago, and I used to order my books off of Amazon. Like most of my textbooks the bookstore was too high, and I used to just order a book off of Amazon because it usually was cheaper, and I would order off of Amazon. So now they've expanded to basically be just like eBay, where they sell everything. Matter of fact, a lot of times, now Amazon has more products than even eBay, and then you could get it at a faster rate, usually 2 days or less. And yeah, I mean they basically blew eBay out the water, blew eBay out the water. So all of that aside, you're trying to, that's the thumbnail of this video. You're trying to get some money from those rich guys, those rich people. And you're trying to run off because they trying to get that money back. Okay, they trying to get that money back. How do they get that money back if you even are fortunate enough to get it? We talked about this. Well, you rent, you become a long-term renter. That's how they get the money back. you know um Whatever you buy, if you buy all of these, a lot of people, they look they look to in order to look rich, they get broke trying to look rich, like they buying the Gucci, Prada, all of the European fashions, American fashions. They uh they spend they spend they spend money to look rich. They go broke to look rich, right? Where the rich basically, most rich people, you don't even know they're rich. A lot of them, the best ones, the best rich people, they blend right in. You don't even know if they're rich. But you looking at somebody on Instagram, they got a Range Rover and they got some new Nikes on, and a chain, and you like, man, this dude is doing it, but this dude not telling you he just filed bankruptcy last year. His baby mama got an order on him for child support that he can't pay, but he just has a very good look on Instagram. He knows how to gram works. He's working the gram, you know. People, pose, posers. People be posing on the internet, you know. And that's how you the money back to the rich. That's how you give it back to them. You know, clothes, money, hoes, and clothes, right? All a nigga knows. That's how you give it back, right? Women, chasing women. See, I'm gonna say this, and I don't normally talk about I don't talk about no passport bros. I don't talk about Austin Holloman, but I find myself compelled to talk about Austin because one of the things Austin is back in the United States, and he's having issues with women in the United States. And here's the funny thing, right? This is the trip out there. I'm not laughing about him. I'm laughing about the fact that these women are hard to date in the United States. It is. It's a fact. It's a fact. I mean, you know, um, it is definitely a fact that women are hard to date. Black women, let's just say black women are hard to date in the United States. That's a known fact. The young brother, he can't even. He's actually in, and the reason why I laugh is because he's in Texas. Texas is popping. Okay, as far as I know, Texas, Houston, Dallas, a lot of people are moving there, and a lot of times, Texas is the new Georgia, basically. So, if what I'm saying, he's complaining about how he had a video that I was going to watch, but I didn't watch. Says basically dating is dead in America. People have been talking about that for years. Okay, um, the thing is that yeah, it might be. I don't know. I mean, the women in America, um, they have a new code. Maybe quite a few people have cracked the code. I don't know. My firmware. I ain't gonna lie. My firmware is outdated when it comes to these American women. Fortunately, my code was working real good. I was pumping out some good, some good love juice, and I got me some babies, and I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci. I can go live in a cave, and I'll be fine, But I'm not gonna do that. Thus, what I'm saying is, these women also are, you could spend your money on them and go broke. You can, get that money and then, go broke, trying to chase women. And that leads me to another story. Okay, so somebody I know, they had an uncle that was a multimillionaire. Okay, this is the millionaire savings plan talk as well. Um, he was a millionaire. He was in IT, late 80s, early 90s. He was competing with contracts internationally and making a lot of money. And something happened with his marriage, and he his wife filed divorce, and basically that man lost a lot of money, and he never recovered from that. He never recovered. Still to this day, when I talk to the person that's his uncle or whatever, okay, um He still to this day, when I ask him about it, he just be like, I could hear him huffing and puffing on the phone about it. Like it's like a soft subject. Like it's a kind of a soft spot, like a tough subject for him to talk about because it's embarrassing. It's a tragic story. It's misfortune, unfortunate, and all of that type of stuff. It's like, yeah, I mean, that certainly can happen. It's like that's one of the biggest ways that men lose their money over women. Bad relationships or yeah, bad relationships, chasing women, whatever the case may be, and fortunately, there's ways around that, but it's definitely something that not everybody has figured out. It's something that many men have struggled to deal with. I mean, just to put things in a nutshell, you just kind of have to pick the right woman, man. You got to pick the woman that wants you more than you even want her. I think that's the ticket. That's the ticket right there. But this is not about that. This is about how you can, pretty much make some money and keep it. Okay, this is the purpose of this live stream. Okay, so the thing is this: you don't even really got to worry about no women, man. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you why you don't have to worry about no women, and you should just all you got to really worry about is really getting your money together and getting your money so good together that you become rich. You become like damn near the richest person at least in your family. The richest person amongst your peers. And really, to be honest, women are always gonna be there. It's a woman. It's millions. Let me tell you something. You got to look at things from an abundance mindset. You got to try to trick your brain to think abundantly. Okay. Now this might sound cruel. It might sound, you know, however it sounds. You just got to understand this. It's millions of women that turn 18 and 21 every single day. Millions. And I'm talking about in America. Okay, millions. Okay, turn 21 and 18 every single day. Okay. Um so the thing is this. When you focus on your money and your finances, this is the funny thing that happens, right? And this is funny and this is fortunate. Things start happening like basically you start buying houses. You already have cars. You start buying more cars. You start really living your life, right? And you start enjoying yourself. And you not no, I'm not saying deprive your this ain't no MGTOW talk or none of that shit. I'm not saying you deprive yourself of women. If you want to go to Vegas or whatever, Colorado, that's cool. Or if you want to, what I'm saying, do what you want to do, you know what I'm saying, you want to go get your passport, go overseas. Obviously, man, if that's what you want to do or you gotta do, cool, 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 cool. That's your way out. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is this, right? At the end of the day, money is a frequency. Okay. I just got a message just now. All I'm gonna say is the only day now that I've really had any type of haven't had no luck yet. Like as far as what I mean luck is, you know I'm in the viscous in your innards, like mediocre tutorials and reviews. Like, I mean, but Hinge is definitely popping, man. If you ain't never tried Hinge, might want to look that up. Might want to download that, get at a try. But the thing is this, right? When you focus, money is a frequency, okay, and that frequency is currency. Actually, is okay. We gonna talk about some esoteric shit, right? Let's talk about okay, from an esoteric level, right? And if you ever, I forgot that dude's name, but basically money, let me tell you something about money. When I say money is a frequency, right? Let's just say currency. Do you know why it's called currency? Everything is based off of maritime and let's just say maritime law in the movement of the oceans. So, for example, right, all of those containers that you see on a truck, right, 20 footer, 40 footer, I forgot the different containers. I think it's like 20 and 40, 43 or something like that. But the thing is this, right? Those containers, a lot of them came from ships. So China is like 10,000 miles away, something like that, right? Most of the merchandise that you get, your cell phone, your laptop, your furniture, whatever, a lot of stuff is made in China. You got that from a container ship that traveled over the oceans, that went into a port, offloaded either on to a train cart or a train or a truck. The trains push the loads through it the trains the thing with the trains is what it does is it pushes certain containers in certain areas, so it's closer to its destination. The truck drivers, they take those containers and they bring them to the business that ordered the goods. So all of that is based off of currency. And actually, I'm not going to lie to you. The word money is from the moon. The moon is basically, the moon affects the current. It affects how the ships move in the ocean. That's where the term money comes from. Yeah, this shit is deep. I don't even really talk about shit like this. But I feel pretty good. The moon is hitting, and I'm okay. My spirits is cool. And the thing is that, yeah, even women. I mean, women have something to do with this, because women absolutely have something to do with currency and economy and the moon cycle and all of this shit. Because basically, like, when a ship is at birth, when a ship is at port, it's at birth, and it has a manifest, and it's at the dock, and it's at birth. Like, all of these things, like, yeah, you think I was just in the Navy for, man, I'm deep, man. You don't know, man. Man, You don't know me, man. You have no idea. I keep more stuff inside of me than I let out. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is this: all of that stuff, all of that language. You can break down etymology. All of that is true. Like, I mean, a woman giving birth and all of that type of stuff. Um, without women giving birth, I mean, a nation dies. Nations die when women stop giving birth. You know, you know what I'm saying. So, I mean, it is. I'm just saying from an aspect. I'm just talking about the energy of money, the energy of currency. Why it's called currency? Because it's a frequency. It's a movement of currents that moves currency, that moves these goods that people buy. Like one of the things that I have in my book as far as the millionaire savings plan is that I recommend that you start going into trying to sell things. Sell something. Learn how to sell goods and services, because that's an extra way you can make money besides your regular job. You can you know sell anything. It's so easy to sell nowadays. eBay is a lot easier to sell now. Amazon is a little bit more complicated. You might need to download a book or buy a course to sell on Amazon now. eBay, shoot, I can do, if you really wanted me to, you know, eh, I can do a course on eBay. I'll have to put it on my Patreon. I can tell you how to get down on eBay. I can tell you how to fucking just, what I'm saying, hit the ground running and start knocking people out on eBay. Like I can do a course. I could do a video course on how to sell on eBay. I've only been doing it for like over 10 years now. Going on 20. Actually, it's actually been exactly, I've been on eBay for over 21 years at this point, and I've been selling for about 20 years. Okay, why you ain't a millionaire if you ain't been doing? I'm dumb. I'm not. Some things I'm dumb about. I ain't gonna lie. Mainly, what you got to do with eBay, you got to scale. One of my problems is I don't. I have a problem scaling. A lot of people have a problem scaling. Taking something that's like selling one thing, then selling 10, selling 100, then 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. Like a lot of time, like that's one of the biggest. That's one of the biggest people problems people have, because you'll even have micro successes, and then you basically it goes nowhere because you don't scale. But I can show you how to do it. It's not necessarily easy. You have to have a source to scale also. Then you have to put time in to list. Basically, in short, I can just tell you right now. Just if you're able to, and you're not going to be able to when you first start off. You gotta eBay only lets you list so many things. You just gotta list as many items as you can. 1,000, 2,000, items, and you got to be able to have that when somebody buys it, to be able to ship it out. Drop shipping don't really work. The only way you can really drop ship is, it's a way to drop ship. I'll just say that it's a way to technically drop ship to where it does work, but it's an art to it. It's a formula to it. And one of my homies, he taught me the formula. It's not that difficult, but yeah, you gotta learn how to sell some stuff, because you got a whole world, man. You got a business world. you know, the bunch of goods people need. eBay, you never meet the person. Most, you know, out of 20 years of selling on eBay, I probably met. I like had a like a local pickup, somebody pick up something. I probably it's been like less than 10 people that have literally I've actually seen them. They bought it. They knew I lived locally. They didn't want it shipped and they wanted to pick it up. It rarely happens. He said, "Do you need your own house to drop ship?" Hell no. I was selling on eBay in my grandma's basement, in my mom's house. I was selling on eBay. I sold I mean, you don't even need to even living in a house. You can have a PO box. You could have a PO box. You can have an apartment. You could fucking live in a farmhouse for all you know. As long as the if you could, as long as you able to go to a post office, you can call the post office to come pick up packages because they already have a they dropping off letters and packages to you. That's all you need. But to drop ship is it's a little bit more complicated as far as things like I'm gonna just tell you the way to really drop ship. This is how you drop ship. You have to put some money up first. What people tend to try to do is they wait for someone to actually buy the merchandise so they can use that merchandise to buy the merchandise that they're trying to drop ship. That doesn't work. And it's not truly drop shipping though. And I understand that, but that model does not work because again, most of the things that you ordering is from another country or somewhere really far, and it just takes too long for you to actually truly drop ship because it's just now don't get me wrong, it's some badass motherfuckers out here that's just chopping heads off, taking names and all that. They might know more information as far as like local warehouses and stuff like that you can do that. But I'm gonna just say this: it's two ways you could do it. The way I'm talking about ain't really truly drop shipping. What you got to do is, like, for example, I got some drones that I'm selling on eBay. Okay, what you do is this is what you do. You buy about two or three drones. Let's say you selling some drones or something. Buy about two or three drones first, and you wait for them to come in. When you track the shipment, and it's gonna take probably a couple weeks if you order them from China for them to come in. When you see that the shipment is in basically, in the United States or it's coming to the United States or whatever, or you list the product online for sale, eBay, whatever. You list it then. That way it's already coming to you. It's damn near almost at your doorstep. What people mess up is that they don't even they wait till they sell something first and then they order it. And then usually it takes about, like I say, 2 or 3 weeks, sometimes even 4 weeks, which is a full month, for the merchandise to come in the mail. And then they got to ship it to the person. Is again, they got to do two shipments. They got to wait for the merchandise to come to them, and they got to ship it out. So it just takes too long. So in order to fast track it, you got to kind of like get the merchandise coming to you already. So it's like, look at it like, okay, the merchandise is already en route to you. Then you order. I mean, then you list it for sale. And then if somebody buys something, if they buy it, They don't have to wait no month, 3 weeks. The most they probably have to wait is like a week, maybe two at the most. Then you getting it out and you shipping it to them. If you really time it properly, you they don't even have to wait hardly any time at all. The most they might have to wait is maybe a week, and that's like because you just kind of maybe the shipment took too long or something like that, or it was a delay. But that's one way to do it. The best way to even do it really is don't even, and this is a way that you can drop ship and you ain't got to come out of pocket. Okay, you can locally go find stuff that is cheaper than what it is going to be on Amazon and eBay. I'm talking about pawn shops. I'm talking about even local retail stores. Just list the damn thing. You know the item is going to be in stock. And then when somebody buy it, just go use that money and go buy it and then ship it out. I've done that. I've tried that a few times. It does work. The only thing is just takes so long to sell the merchandise. You don't know when somebody's gonna buy something, so it might take a while, but that works. The best way to do things is just spend the money and have the merchandise already on deck. Have like a shipping area or a stock area where all your merchandise is you it's already boxed up, or you can have them in totes and you mark on it what's in there, or you have see-through totes and you just had that shit already, in your garage or your basement or somewhere, and then you just load it up, just you know, buy inventory, get wherever you get it. Like I go to thrift stores, I go to local markets, I go to different places, man, and I buy stuff. A lot of stuff I just got laying around my house. I don't need it, or it's just stuff that I have that I just just have for sale, and basically just I'm just trying to clear out my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, that's what I do. Like, you just gotta, like, in order to do it real big, you just gotta do it. You gotta do it on a big scale. You gotta just keep keep keep. I'm just talking about eBay. You just gotta keep loading up listings. It is cumbersome. It is a job. It's not easy to load listings up properly. Like, it just that's it's like you got to keep doing it, and then you got to look at it like, I got to load everything I possibly can, and just you got to keep doing it. Like, if you do it like that, like a job, you'll be okay. And another hard part about e-commerce sales, actual physical products, you got shipping, man. You got to ship the stuff properly. You got to have the right boxes, the right packaging, the right packaging material, because you send somebody a damn laptop and you don't package it right, and they get it and it's all in pieces, they're gonna mess you up. They're gonna give you a bad review and be like, what the hell did you send me? Because you didn't put enough bubble wrap in there, or put enough packaging peanuts and all that type of stuff. Like, but I mean, that's just one way of doing things. You can go to the flea market. I mean, I just recommend to start selling things. To try to make extra money, to try to make some money, because just having one job, one stream of income, that's been dead. That's been dead a long time ago. You know, I mean, of course, if you got money to trade, I recommend that you learn how to trade, learn how to read charts, learn how to study charts, and do a combination of fundamental and technical analysis. Look up fundamental and technical analysis, and then basically learn how to pick stocks. Learn how to pick stocks, and options is advanced. I mean, you some people jump into it, but one of the things you got to understand about options is it's kind of like gambling. If you put up the money and you don't choose right, and then you get what is called out of the money, your trade becomes worthless. So you got to know what you're doing. When the options, you got to know what you options. You have the potential to make a lot of money, but then here's the thing: as above, so below. You also have the potential with options to lose a lot of money. So it's like it's either one. It's one way or another way. It's no in between. You if you in the money in options, you're gonna make money. And depending on how much you're in the money, that's how much you're gonna make. But if you out of the money, that's what it literally means. You out of money. That money is gone. You lost it. If you trade regular stocks, yeah, you could lose money too, but it's certain things you could do, like you could set up, stop limit. You can make money, and you know, if you lose a little money, set up a trigger, a stop limit, and then it'll get out the trade. You'll still at least have some money. When you trade options, depending on how you trade, and again, I'm not an expert with options. I'm not an options expert. Come to trading, I know a lot more about just regular standard trading, like not non-option trading, let's just say. But with options, it is some guys out there that they are options um, experts as well, but just they know more about options than I do. But the thing with options is if you pick the wrong option, if you pick the wrong, like for example, if you pick a call and it goes in reverse, it lose the company, the stock goes down in price, you lose money. Okay. If you pick the call and it goes up in price, yeah, you win money. So it's but the thing is that you got to know what you're doing. You got to know about options. Options is a whole nother monster, but you can make you can make a ton of money in the stock market. Like it just forex as well. You can make ton like you can make doo doodle brown type of money as far as in the stock market. Like between forex stocks. I mean, so you got some lot of it's got people making money in crypto. I'm not really into crypto like that. I missed the bull run with Dogecoin. I missed that. It's a lot of coins that went up since that time. I missed Litecoin because I really wasn't into crypto like that. Litecoin, and I remember Ethereum was like $100. All of that type of stuff, man. So it's a lot of ways, man, to make money. It's nowadays, um, even companies, big companies are into crypto now. It's like the big brokerage houses, banks, they into crypto now. So it's like it's no excuse now to we got the regular firms are into crypto now. So it's big business now. But the thing is that when you make money, back to actually, like the whole thing about women and everything like that. The reason why I say it's a frequency is when you have that frequency and it's working for you, you're making money. That's a certain energy level. It's a certain comfort level that you have as far as, okay, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, and women can pick up on that. And it don't even matter what they can do and all of that shit. When you got money, you can just hire women. You can just hire them. You can literally hire women, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not talking about no sugar daddy type stuff and nothing like that. Um, I mean, you could hire them to cook if you don't know how to cook. Need them to clean. You could hire them to clean. Um, a lot of time, I'm gonna be honest with you. When you got money, when you got the ability, you have the ability to take care of yourself. You have a decent, comfortable lifestyle for yourself. It's women that don't. They don't have any of that. And I'm not gonna lie to you. The way this economy is going, the way things are already going, it's gonna be a lot of women that's gonna need a whole bunch of help. And you got it. They know you got it. And I mean it's kind of goes into basically, I'm not saying that you gonna be the dude. I'm not talking about you the dude offset it off, you motherfucking Nathan in the Regal talking about what you need this time. That's not what I'm talking about. But if it goes there, if that's what that's kind of, maybe I'll say honestly, when you get a certain age, like, and if you still wanna mess with young women, like when you get like, yeah, 40s, 50s, 60s, you if you still if you predominantly, that's all you want is younger women. I mean, you just got to be honest with yourself. You turning into Nathan. You know what I'm saying? You asking what you need this time and all that type of shit. But what I'm saying is, when you have an ability to make money and you're doing well, it's a certain frequency that you're gonna have. As long as you look decent and everything like that, you're all right. Women are gonna be like magnetized to you. It's gonna be a certain magnet. It's gonna. You gotta look at it like I said currency, and I'm talking about even electric currents and all of that type of stuff. They're going to be magnified by. They're gonna be looking at your ass. You pulling up in your motherfucking brand new Mercedes Benz with the goddamn Tron emblem. You know what I'm saying? Jet black. I mean, your motherfucking they literally. I'm not making this shit up. I came out. I was downtown. I was leaving work, and I saw goddamn the brand new 2024 Mercedes Benzes. The motherfuckers got a goddamn Tron. It's like they got the Mercedes Benz emblem is a Tron, look like Tron, meaning like it's fucking halogen, like a fluorescent light coming down the street. You hopping out of that shit with your Tom Ford on, with your Baccarat cologne on. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Samuels is goddamn proud of your ass, in heaven, laughing, smiling at you, because you dress to the nines. Women are gonna fucking look at you, and they gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this dude?" And it's like, okay, all you gotta do is talk to them, and some of them are going to fucking talk back to you. It's that, and you already have your life in order. You're not worried about them. You already have women, because every now and again you do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Um, to get a woman, if you want them, and you know what I'm saying, you ain't hitting on nothing or whatever. On the dating scene, a man got to do what a man got to do. I mean, if all men ain't got to do that, certainly some men are shyer than others. Some men don't really like talking to women like that because they shy. They don't they have a fear of rejection. So they'll rather just fucking go pay abroad or some shit. Um because they don't have no Rolodex of women, you know what I'm saying? Or they get tired of talking to women and all of that. I mean, I get it. Me, I can go months. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can go months without, you know what I'm saying, having some, you know what I'm saying, some luck. And then boom, I got some luck, or whatever. You know, but some men ain't disciplined enough to do that. And the thing is that my money ain't flowing. Don't get me wrong, my money ain't flowing like I want it to be either. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when your money flowing, you could go out, you can go to networking events, you can go to wherever you want to. You can move around a lot freer. Some people like moving around when they broke. I don't like doing that. I don't like moving like that when I don't have the money to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? When my money ain't right, like I don't be wanting to go out and shit like that. Like, I mean, some people are okay with doing that. I'm not. I get I go into caveman mode when my money ain't right, or if I'm focused in on something else. A lot of my money is going towards my house and shit like that. I'm on a mission, so I ain't really I ain't really got things like I really want them to be. I'm not gonna lie to you. So if you do have it, yeah, you already going out. Yeah, you should talk to whoever looking at you. Like, you go to a cigar lounge. They got a lot of cigar lounges now. Um, they got uh jazz clubs and all that type of shit. Yeah, go out, man. Like, go out like couple times a week. You know what I'm saying? Go shoot some pool at the pool hall or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm older, so I'm thinking a little bit old type thing. Like, shoot some pool. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is that you ain't really got to worry about all that shit. When you get your money and you not know, I'm not talking from a perspective that you can't talk to no women. If you can't talk to no women, if you that shy and you don't approach women, or you don't know how to use dating apps, so you can't really deal with women on a dating app, like, that's I'm not you need somebody else. Like, you gotta go talk to somebody else. I'm not talking about men like that. Me, I don't have no problem, no dating apps. I approach, but I ain't no motherfucking pickup artist. I promise you, I ain't. I've picked up a number of women in my life, quite a few. Like, I've picked up some bad women, man, in my life, man. But I'm not gonna say I come at every woman I see and all that. I ain't, no. But I come at a woman like, you know, if I see it's some potential, I say something. And it depends on a lot of different things, man. Sometimes I don't really want to be bothered, but the thing is this: when it comes down to how you really living your life, if you really really living your life good, like I'm saying, the Tron, you got the Tron Benz, you hopping out, you know what I'm saying? You dress good, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got you happy, you truly happy, because happiness, see, this is what happens. This is why, another reason why men go out and get women, and then they lose a lot of money and all that type of stuff. They're not happy internally, or they don't really love themselves internally. So they look outside themselves to complete to complete themselves. So if you're not happy internally, and women do this too. If you're not happy internally, then you're gonna look outside for your happiness. So you're gonna look at someone else to try to make you happy. When you're happy and women can see you're happy, they want some of that happiness. And I've talked about this before. You got two types of women. Two types of women. One woman is going to be, the evil type of woman. She's going to be like, "Why are you happy?" She might try to destroy your happiness. The second is like she's going to be curious about your happiness because she wants to partake in that happiness. So the thing is this, man. It's definitely a frequency. It's pretty much a frequency, man. I just sold something on eBay again, man. This was some wonderful shit. So I just sold some, man. I've been trying to sell for a while. And the thing with this is now I gotta order a battery. I still gotta order a battery for this shit. So I gotta get that shit together. Gotta find a battery. Um, I might have to find a local place to find a get that has that battery or something. Well, I know how to do it. But the thing is this, it's definitely a frequency. Women could pick up on that frequency. That's all I'm gonna say, and it makes it easier when you have that frequency. It definitely makes it easier. And I'm talking about you got money, so you can go travel somewhere where again it's more women that are single than in your area. So you can go somewhere else where it's more single women than wherever you might be in an area where it's not that many single women. It's not that many women that you like or that even like you. You go to somewhere else, boom. Like I learned this shit. Like that's why I always talk about, man, when I was down in Champaign Urbana. Like I just went 50 miles away from where I live into a different environment, and then boom, next thing you know, I went from being being in a place where I might get ones and twos to a situation where I got damn near I'm a fucking playboy with five chicks and I'm talking to at one time. And I'm talking about me sorority chick. One chick's a soror. I still remember like one chick was sorority chick. Another chick, she lived in the dorms. Another chick was like she went to my junior college I was going to. The other chick, she was a townie. You know, another chick, she was basically like kind of my little girlfriend at the time, but I had to let her go. She wasn't nothing but a thought pocket. But yeah, man, all of that because I just changed locations, man. But the thing is that when you got money, man, you could do that effortlessly. You can do that effortlessly. When you don't, that's a challenge. All kind of other things are a challenge already. If you ain't got no, if your money low, everything's a challenge when your money is low. But all that aside, that ain't even the main point. The main point is them damn rich people running behind you. In this thumbnail, you know, you got these rich people running behind you trying to get that money back. You still got all these bills and everything like that. I mean, like again, you know, you know what I'm saying, if you rent, you definitely giving the money back. If you can't afford your car, you giving the money back, you know what I'm saying? Like anything, man, you just giving your money back. Like when I say everything that I just said when I talked about the Benz and I talked about the Tom Ford and all that. Like I'm talking about that from a perspective that you could afford that. And then here's the thing about all of this, right? You don't have to buy brand new clothes. You don't have to buy no damn brand new clothes, man. Nobody knows where you got your clothes from. They don't know anything about where you got your clothes from. If I have a fucking pair of Gucci shoes that I got secondhand, they don't know. Don't nobody know that my shoes are secondhand. Don't nobody know unless I tell them. And why would you tell them? I mean, you can if you want, So it's like it's all about, man. Kind of getting the best deal. You ain't got to make nobody else rich or nothing like that, man. By buying everything brand new and all that. If you can't afford it, you know, if you can't afford that, just you could buy stuff off discount, man. All that. I buy used damn near everything. I buy used cars. I mean, I sometimes I buy brand new clothes, but most of the stuff I got, man, I go to like certain clothing stores where it's like, secondhand or whatever. I mean, you don't gotta, nobody will know. As long as you don't tell nobody, they won't even know, man. They won't even care, you know. But the thing is you want to enrich yourself and you don't want to get that money back, man. Because the thing is this, right? A lot of people don't have the ability to extract anything from no rich people. Every job, like companies don't hire everybody. They don't hire everybody, nor do they even. So a lot of companies don't even, pay their employees enough. So it's a lot of factors with that. And then in business, I've had plenty of discussions about how hard business is. Okay, business is very, very difficult. Okay, extremely, extremely difficult. Out of out of one out of like out of a million businesses, there's less than 1% of those businesses that make over $1 million revenue. And that's not even profit. That's just $1 million in revenue. So business is not easy at all. So if you are fortunate enough to make any money and you know in business outside of work, you are very rare. And I'm not talking about you selling dope. I'm talking about you've made money in business. That's extremely rare because business is very, very tough. And you have to scale. You have to be able to scale that business in order to make money. And a lot of people struggle to do that. So yeah, I mean, it's just some things that I just wanted to run across and remind you, and also just kind of just keep just keep your frequency up. Just focus on who's got the money. Because you got to first get the money. You got to understand who's got the money. you know. And you got to be thrifty, man. You got to be frugal and thrifty. The reason why I say you have to be is because that's what a lot of the people that got the money, that's what they are. Okay, who has the money? Okay, European, white Europeans, um, American Europeans basically have the money. Asians have the money. Have you ever came across them and them trying to buy something from you? Have you ever sold anything to white people that wasn't drugs, that wasn't a meth bag or a heroin bag or a cocaine bag, or it wasn't a piece of pussy that you was helping a young lady sell? If you sold some things like I have, such as just goods and services, standard business, legal business stuff to white folks and Asians, you already know what I'm talking about. And you know how they conduct business. They want a cheaper price. First of all, it's very, very tough to sell to them because a lot of white folks and Asians have the mindset and concept that they don't need to buy anything from you. Why would they be buying anything from you? They don't need anything from you. So them actually them actually buying anything from you is like very rare. It's a rare thing because um most of the time white folks, they buy from other white folks. They don't even like Asians. Yeah, white folks don't like Asians. They don't like anybody besides white people. They know how this economic system thing works. They know how they know about economic power. Like they don't they don't be, you know what I'm saying? Not they not real like they'll support Asian fast food restaurants and stuff like that. They'll support Asians. I mean, they very much, deal with Chinese businesses and Korea and all that other stuff. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, they got something to say about them all the time. Because they like supporting white businesses. They like their own. You know, and they go out of their way to to deal with their own. You know what I'm saying? They not into anything other than that, really. I mean, I'm just telling you how it is. So yeah, they got the money. They got the money. Hispanics have more money than black people. I mean, black people are pretty much last. When I talk about black people, I'm talking about I'm talking about like I include when I look at when I'm not no Looney Tune like them Tariq Nasheed nuts and all of that. When I look at black people, I look at black people like white people look at black people. Black people are Africans, Jamaicans, Haitians. Um, if I didn't include the Virgin Islands, black people from South America. That's when I say black people, it's just like how you look at white people. You notice how white people don't have no FBA, no CBA, and all of that other shit. They have Amazon FBA. That's what the FBA they have. They don't have any FBA, none of the ADO, none of that. They look at themselves as white. They already got too much to be confused by. They don't confuse themselves over race like that, like black people do. So when I say black, I include everybody in that, even if they don't want to be included. Because just how the police looks at you when you get stopped, they don't know you Haitian until you start opening your mouth up. They don't know you African. They don't know you. They look at you just like you're African American in this country. You're a black person. You're a nigger. You know, that's how they look at you. So, I mean, that's how I look at other black people, just like that. I don't see no difference as far as, in a sense of the collective, you know. But the thing is this: when it comes down to it, on the economic perspective, they have the money. Whites, Asians, Hispanics have a lot of money too. Yeah, Hispanics have. If you look at South America, you look. Mexico has an economy. Mexico has a stock market. A lot of people don't even know that. Mexico has a stock market. Brazil has a currency. They have a stock market. They have a lot of stuff, including drugs. Yeah, they have narcotics. Narcotics is a big part of Mexico. The narcotics industry in Mexico is over $1 trillion, and for that country, $1 trillion is a lot of money because the currency, the dollar to peso is the dollar is really strong over the peso. It always has been stronger over the peso. So for them to have over $1 trillion in illegal, drugs or narcotics or whatever, that's a big deal. And they do have a lot of money and resources in Mexico. And when they come over here, they already know it. They look at you as a black person. They already look at you as they're above you because they know they have more money, no more resources. Even though them individually, the poor farmers that come over here, those are the people that come over here, go through the Rio Grande and all of that. Those are the poor farmer Mexicans and Guatemalans and Salvadorians, Venezuelans. Those are the like poor farmers. You know what I'm saying? The rich elites that's in Mexico and stuff like that. They don't even, if they want to come to the United States, they just travel. They don't necessarily, they if they want to immigrate here, they'll just go through the customs or whatever, embassy and file for it, and they'll go to college over here. They'll file for a college visa or whatever. They'll do it that way. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to cross the Rio Grande and all of that type of shit because they have money. You know, in Mexico they have a kidnapping problem because basically they have a class warfare is really heavy over there. A lot of people don't have money over there. So the rich elites in Mexico, they'll kidnap their children and hold them for ransom. So the thing is that I say all of that to say, yeah, black people are pretty much at the bottom as far as the wealth ladder in the United States. So when you get the money, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be they're gonna be chasing after you just like this thumbnail, just the AI thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a kick out of I'm a late adopter. Well, I'm not a late adopter. I've been messing around with it just as long as people have. I don't make nothing that's of myself or whatever. But the thing is this. They have the money. we are definitely at the bottom, and a lot of us don't act like we're at the bottom because I mean I get it. I don't think that we should be at the I don't necessarily think that we should be at the bottom. I definitely don't think that we should be at the bottom, but we are. You know, we just at the we're at the bottom. Should we be there? That's that's room for speculation, conversation, um, and more. As far as if we should really truly be at the bottom, the fact that we even got to talk about that is a whole nother story. Um, we just getting out, we just getting out competed. That's really what's going on. That's why I do these live streams. That's one of the reasons why I do these live streams. It's just kind of a reminder to wake your ass up. The whole, you know why? Okay, the white dudes having problems with their women too. Okay, now we can debate and argue about, okay, are they having a hard time with their women, their white women or whatever, than we are. That's room for debate. Some are. I don't think necessarily. I mean, their issues is a little different. They have issues with kind of like the court systems and stuff like that too. As far as they have different issues and whatnot. But I don't necessarily think that their issues are different, that much different. They have issues. Um, a lot of the men that complain and stuff like that, they kind of odd. I will say they are kind of odd. They um most I think most white men don't really have no problem with getting women, getting their own women. I don't necessarily think that or see that. And then if they did, they can get with black women because they already feel like they're entitled to black women. White men already understand, they feel like they think that they already top dog and they can get anybody they want to. That's just how they think. They just that's just how they think as far as in a nutshell. But as far as being economically on the bottom, and what I'm saying, just from that mindset, the reason why I'm talking about this, because most of your financial guys don't, or women don't talk about it like that. They don't talk about race when it comes to economics. They just, work harder, blah blah blah. It's no excuses out here. You can get money. I mean, I'm not coming from a perspective that I'm making excuses or anything. I'm just stating the hard, you know, reality of the situation. We're at the bottom economically, um, money wise. But here's the weird thing about this, right? This is weird. This is what I'm about to tell you. This is about to be weird. Just weird shit. Black people are at the bottom economically in this country, but as far as overall wealth, we're number two. That's weird, ain't it? It's my when I first realized that shit was fucking, that was weird as hell when I first heard that. It made no sense to me. But I'm gonna break it down to you why that is. So white folks got, basically they number one as far as wealth and riches. because it's so many of them, and it pretty much they consolidate a lot of power, a lot of financial power. They consolidate it, and they work with each other and they collab with each other. Black people do too. It's harder for us to do that. It's kind of difficult for us to do that, and a lot of other people do target us, mainly white folks. That when we do kind of unite and stuff like that, that's where you got Rosewood. That's why you got basically Black Wall Street, Oklahoma, um, Tulsa, Oklahoma. We were doing extremely well. They came to you know fight us because we were doing so well um, financially, and they weren't. And this was during the depression. Around that time. So the thing is this: we are, because it's a lot of us as well. We are number two because Hispanics are not. You would think Hispanics would be number two. Now they might be on our heels though. I ain't gonna lie, they might be on our heels, but it's a as far as number two being, as far as being the richest in America, it's because it's a lot of black people that have money. But the black people that have money is a small percentage, but it's enough of them that they're number two. Because you got to think of this is what you got to think about. You think about all of the entertainers. You think about all of the basketball players, football players, baseball players, soccer players, all of the people that, all of the actors and all of that. Then it is people in business that you don't even know about. You don't have Black Enterprise. You don't read Savoy. You don't, what I'm saying? You don't really know who the movers and shakers are in business. It's a lot of black people that are successful in business. It's a lot of black women that are successful in business and black men that are successful in business that you don't even know about. They're rich. They got all kinds of different businesses. You have no idea who they are. And they're successful. They're millionaires. And it's like, yeah, like Hispanics, just they don't. It's not enough of them. But they're. It might be, 10 years from now, 20 years, might be a different story. But because you got like a small 1%, let's just say the 10% of black people that are rich and wealthy, it's a bigger percentage of them because we still have uh, not a big population, but we have like almost 50%, 15% of the population. And in that population, we have enough rich and wealthy to be number two. Also, while at the same time, also, which is weird, again, we also at the bottom as a whole, because you got a lot of black people that's poor. That's why I never really, I mean, I don't like Sexy Red, and I don't like the ghetto ratchet culture. Okay, obviously I don't. I mean, a lot of people don't. Okay, but I understand the Sexy Red and the Glorilla and the Nicki Minaj and the Cardi B culture. I understand that because it's a lot of black people that are in that environment. It's more black people that are in the ghettos and in poverty environments, environments where it's a high unemployment, high propensity to violence, um, high rates of poverty. It's more black people that are in those environments than they are black people that are basically wealthy and rich. It's just more black people that are, in those lower socioeconomic environments. And then they mix in with the middle class and consolidate. And they actually do, it's weird, they speak for the actual culture. White people don't have that problem. White people, their poor doesn't really, their voice is not that big. White people's poor is not so big that it drowns out all of other white people, and it doesn't make the entire culture of white people. But black people is a different story. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, they have something to do with that. Their wealth, part of their wealth and riches is used to push that propaganda and prop these poor people up and give them a microphone, give them a voice, and in culture, let's just say, um in culturalize, if that's a word, them to say whatever they're gonna say for the rap label, to basically embarrass black people. They incentivize those people to embarrass black people. Yeah, it's part of propaganda. You don't understand war. Propaganda is a form of war. So they do that. They guilty of that. But my average person don't understand that. They don't have the kernel fiber in their brain to understand none of that. You know, just don't. They don't understand that, and then they're already in that culture. I'm speaking from a perspective of a person. Yeah, I'm in the ghetto now, but I wasn't. That's not where um I grew up and all of that. I've been out the ghetto. I've been in the ghetto before. So I'm speaking from a person that's been on the outside of that. Someone that has never been on the outside of that, that's all they know. That's all they know is bow, bow, bow. That's all they know. That's what they cool. That's what they find cool. Me, I don't find that cool because I've been in mansions with black people. I've been around black people with money my entire life. So I don't look up to, ghetto people like that. But other people that ain't never experienced nothing but the black ghettos in America, that's part of their culture. That's what they proud of. Anybody that even speaks against that culture, they, call them a coon or call them a lame or whatever the case may be. But the thing is that um that's a big part of the black culture because we don't really have a strong voice among most of the black elites are quiet, and it's very, very small and consolidated, and they don't have to rap. A rich black dude don't have to rap. He don't have, and his parents, and they mean well. They don't want him to rap. And then you got guys again like the dude that used to play for the Cowboys, Michael Irvin. His son grew up in a gated community, and basically he's rapping like he's from the hood because that's what you got to do in order. A lot of times you're not credible as a rapper unless you have a hood origin story. So he got called out from his dad, and other people, chimed in and said, "Stop faking. You need to be rapping about gated communities and HOA fees and shit like that. You shouldn't be rapping about trying to sell dope in the hood. You weren't raised in the hood. Your daddy played for the fucking Dallas Cowboys. He was a multimillionaire. I mean, he had his share of problems with substance abuse and all kind of other problems, but he was, he was able to pay the mortgage enough to keep your ass in that gated community, most likely around a whole bunch of other white people and other people that lived in that same ghetto, that same gated community. So the thing is this. We just don't have a consolidation enough of wealthy, rich black people to have a voice that's louder than the poor black people that, have a big voice and a big level of influence, all propped up through propaganda as well. Um, and then when they make their money, they raps is different. They not, ain't nobody really talking about Jay-Z like that. Jay-Z kind of pretty much kind of stopped rapping. He made enough money. What has he really got to rap about? He ain't rapping about selling no damn dope no more, nothing like that. He he got he's a fucking corporate angel investor at this point. He ain't got a his total experience of how he lives his life is totally different than being in Marcy Projects trying to sell an eighth. Just a different experience. So yeah, I mean, it just is what it is, man. Like I said, white people don't have that problem. They don't have their poor class does not speak louder than them. Does not have a bigger influence um than their elites. Their elites speak for them and have a louder voice than ours. But it goes back to what, I'm talking about trying to get the money. They got the money. Okay. I'm not nobody, I mean, that's obvious. I mean, nobody really has to tell you that. But yeah, the Asians, the Indians, Koreans, Chinese, Japanese, Filipinos, um, a lot of different parts of people from Asia in this country. Yeah, they have the money as well. They have the biggest percentage of wealthy people in their demographics. They like 3-4% growing, probably going to be 5% soon. Their average is a person. The average income earner is about $100,000 a year. Their standard is higher. You know, so basically, they don't have a big population, but amongst their population, they're extremely wealthy. They have a large percentage of wealthy individuals within their population. It's just not that many of them in this country. But they have the money, and yeah, they not trying to good luck trying to get some money out of them. I've had maybe a few. I probably can count on my fingers how many times I sold. Like, I mean, I'm talking about in the market or in my business, sold to someone that's Asian. But one of the wonderful things about eBay and Amazon, people don't really know who the fuck you are. They don't know who you are, so they'll buy from you, they'll buy products from you, and you don't know who they are either. And basically, um, you can sell products to. I've sold plenty of products to white folks, everybody on eBay, and they know who I look like. They ain't, you know what I'm saying? Maybe some of them probably were concerned about it or whatever, or they probably can have an idea. Okay, this person lives in Gary or Chicago, most likely probably black or Arab dude or something because of my name. And then they you just the fact they can't see me. They just need the product, and that's what they concerned about. and then they just buy the product. They buy the product and they keep it moving, and that's that. That's pretty much it. I mean, I recommend it. I recommend that you sell online. Because I mean, a lot of times what it is when you sell out in the retail stores. Okay, where you gonna open up a retail store? Here's the thing, right? Good luck trying to open up a retail. You can do it. You can do it, right? Good luck though trying to open up a retail store in a white community and get supported. Good luck. I have an experiment for you, but you ain't gonna do it because you have to have some money to do it. But you go get your money, open up a store in a white community or Asian community. Go in Chinatown and open up a store and don't speak the language in Chinatown or whatever, or Chinese or Korean, and try to open up a business. Good luck. I just say good luck. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Good luck. Because most times people open up a store, they open up a store and within their same culture. I open up my computer store in the hood and around black people. Now, should I have opened it up in the hood? No. If I had my choice, I would have opened. I'm from the suburbs. I should have. If I had my choice, I would have opened my store up, my computer store up in the suburbs. I didn't do it. You know, I opened my store up in the dangerous part of the south side of Chicago. One of the reasons I did it was because the rent was cheap. Okay, the rent was like extremely inexpensive. So I took the risk, you know. Um the suburbs even don't have that much foot traffic like that though. One thing about Chicago, and it's like, okay, there's suburbs in Chicago too. There's don't get me wrong, like, okay, um South Side don't have no suburbs really like that. And nor, the inner fringes, it's parts of Chicago is like a suburban feel. I'll say it's almost like the suburbs, but it's not that many spots like that on the south side. Definitely not on the west side. The north side, yeah, it's some spots that's like the burbs. The southwest side has a kind of a suburban feel. It has like, okay, like when you go to like Bridgeport, Mount Greenwood, it's like a suburban type of like experience. But and then you're in Chicago. Hell, to be honest, shit, where my grandma lives, it's like a kind of like it kind of reminds me of the suburbs a little bit. So it's little fringes, man. It's kind of like the suburbs, but and you're better off having a store in those locations. But the rent is more expensive. Like if I would have had a store by my grandma's house, I would have been spending close to $1,000 a month for rent. My rent was like at first it was like $300. It was $300 a month, and that allowed me to kind of get build up some momentum, in my store, in my business, so I could kind of survive, and thrive, you know. So the thing is that doing that, opening up in your cultural group, opening up a store in your cultural group, you kind of almost damn near really forced to do that. And then, those people, those white folks and those, Asians, they not coming in your business because they don't live in the community. They might pass through. You might have, like, I had a few Asian customers that were they had a nail salon like nearby, so they needed some help, and they came through. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, in short, is um, there's a lot of economic exclusion when it comes to whites and Asians. What they practice is economic exclusion. And black people don't do that. Black people do not practice economic exclusion. And then in many ways, black people don't have the ability to do that because black folks have to um, go to gas stations. They have to buy gas. They have to buy, certain things from other groups of people because they don't have those businesses themselves. So it's a nasty game or system. But I'm just stating the facts. A lot of other people don't feel comfortable talking about these things, and I can't I can't talk about I can't not talk about it. Um, you know, t- because it's like, in order to come up with a solution, I have to bring that awareness or even talk about it to bring forth some type of solution and or um, brainstorm ideas on how to deal with it. Even if I can just say basically try to do the same damn thing. I mean, shit. I'm not no ass kisser, and I wouldn't tell anybody else to kiss nobody's ass. If nobody's supporting your business, that's a problem. I mean, why are you supporting? I always wonder, all these people talk about, FBA and all of that other shit. Okay, well, you don't like the Africans. Okay, fine. Well, you know, you don't like them, but then okay, what about the people that bought your ass? Okay, I understand you don't like the people that sold you, but you don't have that same energy for the people that fucking bought your ass. That the people that sold your ass. If I had some, like I look at them both side eye. You know, like okay, I mean that's how I would play it. But no, I mean y'all treat one better than the other, and you just what I'm saying, and you suffer for it. To be honest, shit, you gotta be man. Asians, the reason why white folks don't like Asians, they're Hispanics either, is because Hispanics know the game. Asians know the game. They know, okay, I take my money and I open up a business and I shop with my people that speak the same language as me, and I support them, and then they have businesses, and then they hire people, and then they open more businesses and hire more people, and they consolidate economic power. Asians do the same thing. Black folks, I mean, they still don't like black folks, but well, that's you know we don't have no friends, no allies, all that type of shit. Okay, yeah, we can go there. But the thing is that when it comes down to it, basically we don't do that. We don't have that same mentality. The buy black movement was a push to do that. Whole buy black movement. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm just saying that's who got the money. Okay, so if you one of those fortunate people that you're able to get the money, that's why I do the things that I do. It's another reason why I do the things that I do. Because I understand who has the money, and if I'm fortunate enough to get that money, I know how hard it is to get that money. I'm telling you, basically, you already know. If you over 12 years old or 14 or 15, 16 years old, you already know how hard it is to get how difficult it is. I'll say like 18, but you wake up probably 18, 21, because a lot of times parents shield kids from the realities of the world. You realize when you about 18, 21 how hard this shit is economically. If you don't have um any money, or your parents, your family is, not wealthy or whatever, you realize how difficult it is, and then you understand that what's kind of going on, and the thing is that basically, that's what's going on. I'm just the reasons I make the decisions I make is you know it's based off of that. It's based off of, okay, I understand this is a dirty game, and I gotta play it as best as I possibly can. And the moves that I make is because it's a dirty game. It's not fair, and I mean, it is what it is. But knowing it's not fair, I make the moves accordingly by it not being fair. Other black folks don't do that. That's why they be having the problems they have. But I ain't gonna lie, one of the reasons I don't have those problems is because I don't play those games. I learn not to play those games. I understand, okay, you know, the chances of me getting fired is higher than the average person. The opportunities is you know can be limited, and I have to use my capital that I do squeeze out of these folks the best I possibly can. I have to use it wisely. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. I mean, people know that. I mean, most black people understand that concept. They know what's going on. They just don't like talking about that shit. And I get it. You don't really want to talk about that shit because you don't really want to deal with that. You know, you have to deal with those problems. It's kind of like, makes you feel a certain type of way. I get it. I understand. But the thing is that I'm not about to come on here and not, what I'm saying, speak on the, roadblocks and the, um, the issues and what you got to deal with. You know, I mean, white folks are struggling too. The average white folk is struggling like a motherfucker in middle America, in Indiana. Man, it's a whole bunch of white folks, man, struggling like a motherfucker, man. Because Indiana don't have the infrastructure like Illinois. Indiana is not developed as Illinois is. Indiana is known for traders. They had traders. They pretty much they killed a lot of Indians. They wiped the Indians out. Um, they were a different type of breed of people. They were traders, land speculators, farmers. The people that came to Illinois, they came and they came from different parts of the country, different parts of Canada, Wisconsin, just the same thing, traders and stuff like that. But they saw Chicago, they saw the potential for it to be like New York, and they developed it like New York. For whatever reason, they developed Indiana like what the fuck they did. And Indiana is just, it's like they behind, like Indiana looks like the way Indiana is. I mean, you got Indianapolis. That's their big city. That's the big city of Indiana. But that's like 150 miles away, 200 miles away from Northwest Indiana, which is near Chicago. But basically, it's underdeveloped. Indiana is probably 100 years underdeveloped. As if it wanted to catch up to Illinois, it's probably about 150 years behind, or at least 100 years behind. And I mean, Indiana, people from Indiana understand that they, live there, live with it, and deal with it. A lot of people that, from that are in Northwest Indiana are from Illinois. They moved out of Illinois and moved to Indiana, and developed Indiana and bought houses and stuff like that. Like Northwest Indiana is going through a boom right now. It's a boom right now. Shit. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm glad I made the decisions I made, because I mean, pretty much, most likely, I'm gonna be well compensated for those decisions. But the thing is that Indiana is very much, just doesn't have the things that the amount of wealth that Illinois has. A lot of people, it's people that drive from Michigan to Illinois because Chicago is so rich, so wealthy, so many jobs, so many high paying jobs. It's people that travel from Michigan, which is about an hour away from Illinois, out in like the fringes of Michigan, to work in Illinois. You know, because it's more resources, more wealth. It's like being connected to commerce is like very, very important. A lot of the people that live out in the country in Indiana and stuff like that, they disconnected from commerce. Anywhere in America, it's a lot of places in America that is like third world, damn near. White folks live there. A lot of different people, whatever, they live there and they just trying to survive. The whole little one horse towns where everybody know each other, and they're away from big commerce centers. I'm talking about currency. They're away from the current. They're far away from the current. They're far away from the commercial centers, right? So they have to be very creative to survive. And a lot of those people, really, to be honest, they know they either have to work for a big factory, and they damn near praying and hoping and praying for a factory to open, or a prison, like a like a auto plant, something like that, or they're farmers. A lot of them, some of them sell drugs. They sell meth and shit. Got meth labs and all that. They have to be very creative in order to, make a living, or be truck drivers. That's it. That's so. It's not that many choices, because and they know what they have to deal with. That's why a lot of times people, them little small towns, they go and join the military and stuff like that. They move out of the town, and they just come back to visit, because they already know this town don't really have that much to offer. The people are nice, everybody know each other. They little, relationships and stuff. They didn't had they didn't had sex in the barn on top of hay and all that type of shit. But they knew by the time they got out of high school, they was gonna have to go away to the military, go live, somewhere else, go away to college, and they knew they just really didn't have their town really just didn't have the resources for what they wanted out of life. It's like kind of like what I'm saying is like a lot of people kind of grow up like they Amish, and they know they gotta get away because really don't have that much resource. Well, there's a lot of places like that, and there's a lot of places like it's places like that in Illinois. Shit, you drive about because most of the underdeveloped parts is in the south of Illinois. So if you go from Chicago and you drive a good 2 hours south of Chicago, your ass gonna be somewhere in a place just like what I'm talking about, where it's just gonna be like a small rural town. You're gonna have maybe a couple car lots, some whole bunch of farms, and it's the same scenario. There's a lot of places like that in this country. A lot of places like that down south. They have to be very, very fucking creative to survive. Like, so don't get me wrong. Like, it ain't just black people, trying to struggle and all that. It's a lot of consolidation amongst white folks too, as far as the white people, white elites. They have a lot of resources and wealth, and they ain't necessarily giving it to white folks either. Especially white folks that don't want to do certain things. There's certain things you got to do is in order to be part of the capitalist system, you have to play the game. Like you have to. I mean, if you're from a small town, it's only so much you could do. You have to kind of really have to go to where the capital is. You got to go where the money is. It's really not much you could do. Like you gotta. I mean, you could start a business where you are. Like you could, you know, like Jeff Bezos, he started Amazon out of his garage, or something like that, or fucking out of his house or something. Um, I mean, you can start something and kind of grow it and all that type of stuff, but it's very difficult to do all of that in a small town and all of that. Very fucking difficult to do that shit. You have, most people. That's why they live in the city. What people that live in New York, they, might live in New Jersey, but they're right by New York. New Jersey is a big center too. New Jersey is huge. As far as it has its own strong economic base just in New Jersey, but it's right connected to New York, and then it's connected to the whole eastern fucking seaboard. You got Boston near there, you got Connecticut, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, all of those places, man. It's tons of this old concentrated commerce, wealth, finance, you know, right there. Same thing with California. Shit, they building. I'm seeing now. They talking about they gonna build the first high speed rail line from Las Vegas to Southern California. The first bullet train they gonna build from Las Vegas to fucking Southern California. So all of that casino money, they gonna take that shit right back and forth from Southern California to Nevada. You know, um, that's crazy. But yeah, You know, I'm just saying the game is dirty. When if you're an individual and you trying to make money, I'm just trying to, I'm not giving you no pipe dream, and I don't want to give you no little crack pipe story about some like foolish shit of some fantasy land story. I'm just telling you how it is. You most of the time you already know, and if you didn't know, if you didn't really think about it, and I'm bringing you to more of awareness, that's only therapeutic. It's only helpful for you to wake your ass up if you was kind of asleep. But the thing is this. Um, it's things are how they are. It's not going to necessarily change or anything like that um, overnight or whatever. Things just however things are how they are right now. You have to understand. This is how this is, and I have to move accordingly. Um, I don't necessarily talk about it in the book, but I mean it's obvious. It should be obvious, but in order to be rich, you have to enrich yourself. You have to enrich yourself. How do you enrich yourself? You keep your money to your fucking self as much as you possibly can. That's why I hate rent. I don't like renting. I despise long term renting. I understand if you live in high uh, price markets or high cost of living areas. I'll just say I understand. I give you a pass. If I was in New Jersey or New York, I'd be a whole nother person. I'd have to be for survival. I mean, because and I don't know. I wouldn't be paying no rent though. I don't see myself. If I was in New York, I wouldn't be trying to pay no rent. I still wouldn't because I hate rent. I hate it. I have to figure out a way to not have to pay rent. Or I'd have to move. I just have to move. Shit, that's it. Like I just be, I just won't be in New York. I guess that's all. That just real quick. Boom. I'm not there. I'm gone. I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm buying properties in Pennsylvania, like old boy that be on Instagram. I think his name. I forgot his name. Wim something like that. The Haitian dude. Shit. He went to Pennsylvania, started buying houses. He buy home. I think he bought properties in Connecticut, Pennsylvania. I mean, once you make enough money, you can go back to New York and buy properties. Once you got $10 million in the bank, you can buy some properties then in New York. Buy one property. I saw properties in New York last year. I did a live stream. I saw them properties. And see, the thing is that you gotta focus on. You gotta know how to build houses. Like when I say know how to build houses, I ain't saying you gotta build them, but at least you should know how they're built. You should absolutely, you should know what a roof is. What That's why I do these videos. Like, okay, this is the exterior parts of the house. This is the interior parts of the house of a home. Like this is the mechanicals because you need to know that. Like these are the things they really should have taught us. You should have been taught this in high school. I'm not gonna say that I knew this in high school either. Like I knew about cars, but you're supposed to know these things at least in high school because you're going to want to buy a house one day. You gotta think if they're not teaching you this in high school, they don't want you to own a home. They want you to be a slave renter for the rest of your life. If you don't know what a soffit fascia is, you don't know what you know the rough end. pipe plumbing system is. You don't know, um, you know, 12 gauge wiring in an electrical system. You don't know what an electrical circuit is and all these other things that encompass a house. Then you're not gonna know. You're gonna be like basically okay when you don't know about something. The natural inclination or natural mindset is to not want to even get involved into or buy something because you don't know what you're getting into. So you're gonna be clueless about it. So it's gonna make you not want to even get involved or partake into that thing that you don't know about. And that being a house, you're not gonna feel comfortable because you don't know what you don't even know where to start. Like, you know, you want to pay rent, so you somebody else will fix your house up if it goes, something bad or whatever. You want to do that because you don't know what it takes to build a house. You don't know what makes up a modern house. You know, so the thing is that should be taught to you in high school. This is what a roof is. A roof consists of shingles. You got different types of shingles. You got architectural shingles. You got asphalt shingles, and then another thing they doing. I'm seeing some people have metal roofs. They have, some people are having metal. They get metal roofs installed. You know, they got all kinds of different types of shingles and stuff like that, right? So under the shingles you have basically underlayment, sheathing, wood sheathing that protects that goes onto the rafters of the roof. Basically like OSB board, plywood, and it's like you have different layers that are up under the shingles. You have gutters, you have softening fascias under the house along the exterior of the house, basically under the roof, on the sides of the roof. I mean, it's just like certain common stuff like that people should know. And then, basically, if you know those things, a little bit more further, a little bit more advanced. How much do these things cost? How much does these materials cost? What is the breakdown of the material cost of a modern wood frame house? And if you know that, I mean, you could take it a step further and you could learn how to install these structures up to code. You can't do it any kind of way. You gotta, have certain housing codes and stuff like that. You gotta know how to frame and all of that type of stuff. Or a lot of times what people do is they'll have people frame their house. If you build a house, they'll have framers build it, then they'll finish the house. They'll have the framers finish the house as far as framing it, put the house wrap up, and then put the siding, put the, whatever they're gonna put on it, and then they'll do the inside. They'll do the electrical, plumbing, drywall, mechanicals. But the thing is that that's the advanced step. That's like, I guess the third phase of, being able to actually install these things, being handy, being, able to, fix an outlet, install a new outlet, put up some drywall, put some lumber, install lumber. I mean, all these different things. Like, I mean, that's advanced. I mean, but when you know these things, it's less daunting. It's not no big thing like to buy a cheap house, I seen a house in New York that was like $500,000, but it was like a gut job. I'll buy something like that. I'll be the first person. I wouldn't be a it wouldn't be no big problem for me to buy something like that versus somebody else. They wouldn't buy it because they don't know what the material cost, what the standard labor cost is for fixing the house up, or they don't even know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I know how to do that, so it's not no big deal. You could do that anywhere in the world, man. I was in the DR, man. I was in the DR, and I'm glad I went. Like I saw them building houses. They don't really have wood like we got. They use they use trees. They use like they have lumber, but they use and I seen them. They build like this in Africa too. They use like instead of like two by fours and shit like that, they use the whole goddamn tree. They use the actual solid, you know, kind of tree limb or whatever, like the the full concentrated tree trunk, as like a raft, like they putting rafters together for a roof. The framing, the inside framing is used with trees, with actual like the actual wood from trees, not cut up like how they make two by fours and four by fours and all of the different measurements of wood. They basically take a tree and then they just slice it up and then just make these two by fours and stuff like that. They don't, that's a sawmill that does all that. They don't really have that like that over there. Like in different parts of the world, they don't have sawmills like that. So they just use the whole damn tree. And I don't know, that might be even better if you use the tree because you're not cutting it up. You using a solid tree, um, to make the structure. You know what I'm saying? Like that might be even better. Like it might be even stronger. But I mean, it's just stuff like that. That if you know how to build a house, you know how a house is built, man. It's not as intimidating to you to buy some real estate, man. It's like a person that knows how to. It's like a mechanic, right? You probably ain't never really seen no mechanic without a car. The reason being is a mechanic could buy a car that ain't running and he could fix the damn thing. He could buy a car for dirt cheap that ain't running. The transmission is messed up. And he knows how to swap a transmission and he can get it fixed. Next thing you know, he got a whole nother car. The door might not close all the way or whatever, but he got another car because he just took a car that somebody just gave him for nothing, just about a couple $100 or whatever, and he knows how to fix it and get off his feet. Like that's how you really should be if you could with houses. And you would be as intimidated. You don't have to like people be like, man, I gotta get a new car. If it ain't a new car, I don't want it. It's like, okay, good luck, princess. You don't have to be rich for that reality to work out that way. Because if you're not rich, you're gonna be broke for the rest of your life with that mentality. I gotta get a new car. If it's not new, I don't want it. Like, you know, because even with houses, like yeah, you have to be extremely successful and wealthy in order to just get houses built from the ground up. You don't start that way, unless you're rich already, unless your parents have a whole bunch of money. Usually that comes over time. But the thing is that um renting doesn't make you rich. Doesn't You're not running off the bag. You're not running off with the bag when you're renting. You giving the bag right back. And for black folks, it's hard to get the bag. It's hard to get. It's not designed. We don't have the same type of economic code that others follow and use. Um, Most of us don't have that you know level of competition to where we get in the bag like that. So a lot of us it's hard for us to even get the bag, and then we just giving it away. Giving it away, spending stuff on frivolous items and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, the thing is this: it's a lot of ways to make money. It is better now than it was, let's just say years prior, decades ago, because a lot of times you had to what? You just had to wait for an employer to hire you. You don't have to do that nowadays. That's why, I will say it is black people are making a lot of headway with let's just say the gig economy. You have the gig economy that is very very good to black folks as far as and others that are excluded from the workforce for whatever reason. Um, there's a lot of exclusionary practices that a lot of companies do to not hire certain people. Well, with the gig economy, is a lot of different startups, a lot of different companies that you can work and make some money, like medical couriering. You can make a pretty decent amount of money with that. And you got all of these different, Uber, Lyft, um, you know, different companies like that you can drive and make a decent amount of living for yourself, and you ain't really got to worry about, okay, damn, I got to wait for them to hire me. You know, a lot of people do that and they work a job and they make enough money to still, you know, pay some extra bills, pay some extra debts off, go on vacation more often than normal. Um, make extra ends meet, and then they got trucking. You could get a box truck and basically pick up freight, deliver freight for people. It's a lot of gigs out there that you could do, to make money where you ain't got to worry about, okay, I'm trying to get hired at this company. I'm going on Indeed every day and I'm trying to apply for jobs and I'm waiting for a job. You don't have to worry about that. You can just, basically get hired to do you could do some different gigs and stuff like that, and you can make money. There's so many gigs out here, so many opportunities as far as let me just say self-employment opportunities out here. It's way more self-employment opportunities out here than ever before in any time in history. Where it's just things are changing, and in those environment in that scenario is giving opportunities for people that otherwise would been excluded, from economic opportunities. You know, don't get me wrong. Now, some people try to make it hard for you in those environments too, because one of the things is that people understand this economics things. You got some really really racist people in this country where they try to do whatever it takes to make it hard for you. Where it's like you'll do some gig jobs and it's based off of you getting good reviews. And this has happened to me where I've gotten bad reviews because they didn't like me being in their neighborhood, or they didn't like me being a black male, whatever. um so they gave me bad reviews, and knowing that that's gonna just nudge you to basically get let go from that opportunity, from that job, or that that gig. So they'll just make bad reviews so they can try to get you off of your off of that job, or that opportunity. They do that a lot. um because they don't, yeah, they, that's their way of trying to, those are the same type of that's the same type of behavior from people that work in HR departments that don't hire certain people, that exclude certain people and stuff like that. It's just a way for them to try to put you off on the edge so you can drown, so you can just, basically, have permanent financial problems, lack of finances and stuff like that, so they know what they're doing. I mean, don't get me wrong. The thing is this, I think people like that do that, those people are, they have some dark souls, and they have problems. People that really do stuff like that, those people are, some evil people that they gon' I believe in karma, and karma's gonna rip them to shreds. You know, um, and if not them, those that they love, and they're gonna wonder why this is happening to me, and it's just gonna be karma, because you can't really expect good to come your way when you do bad to others. So anyway, it's a, I know I talked a lot about ways where you can make some money, things that you gotta deal with, um things you should avoid, and definitely things you could look forward to. So anyways, this is Millionaire Savings Plans Talk, and my book is available on Amazon, and it's also available on brokegeniuses.com. You order from me on brokegeniuses.com, I'll give you a signed autograph copy in the mail. And you know, either way, it is available. It's a very, very good book, and it has helped me and has helped many of others. Help them save more money. Help them avoid the check to check lifestyle, and have a better financial life. If you enjoyed this live stream, if you got anything from it, hit the like button. Definitely share. And, if you really liked it, you can hit my Cash App right there, NBA Genius One. In any event, I'll see you next time.